Frost 1988, and it's time to frost up. I'm kidding. So, let's go over all this. Got a lot to go over with the new Perk Recombobulator system. When referring to weapons and traps you have owned from before the 4.2 update, I'm going to refer to those as the legacy weapons. And anything after 4.2, we're going to refer to as advanced weapons. So, to begin with, you've got these perks, upgrades. These are used to upgrade different rarity tiers on your rolls, which throughout the video we'll get to. And reperk is required to change the rolls on a weapon. It's required to upgrade the rolls on a weapon. It's also used for altering your element to energy or physical. As we all know, fire beats nature, nature beats water, water beats fire. Energy is a good all-rounder against non-elementals and the elements. However, physical is our new version of non-elemental. Very important to note, because of the way they've reworked the new system and brought in physical and the damage buff you get from that, physical weapons will deal more damage than an element will to a non-elemental husk. So when you're fighting your non-elementals or your laser eye guys or your ghosts and stuff, a physical weapon is going to deal more damage than any elemental weapon you have will. Just because of the big damage buff. But we'll break all that stuff down as we get further into the video. To begin with, you'll get given a quest, convert using the Perk Recombobulator system, which is not an actual system, but when you go to upgrade one of your legacy weapons, like a founder weapon, you have to click upgrade, upgrade again, modify perks. When you do this, it'll show you new rolls that you could potentially get. Just hit confirm, re-roll everything over. Highly recommend converting everything you own. Anything legacy, convert it. The fact that you can upgrade these perks, as well as other things, makes them a lot better. I will note while we're looking at the Masamune here, that after 6 hits trigger an explosion perk. I'm sure some of you are aware already that this perk is broken at the moment and it will blow up your own structures. If you build a tier 3 metal pyramid and you trigger that perk next to it, the explosion is going to blow your base to smithereens and just make it disappear. I don't know why it's blowing up structures. I'm guessing it's something they need to rework, or it's working as intended. Either way, the Masamune is no longer a friendly sword to use near your base. Important to note. Now, Founder's Deconstructor got Affliction. The Nocturno got Affliction. Just while we're here looking at it, this is my baby. First weapon upgrade. This is the other baby we're working on. And then let's go back to normal. So, converting is in the end going to make all your stuff more powerful. There's no reason not to convert. Everything is simply better. You'll notice some of these epic weapons got an additional perk. This one got 2. And traps. Initially you'll get a quest for this, the Perk Recombobulator system. When you convert your traps, you can almost guarantee some of them are going to give you choices where you get to select a role. So when you convert it, there's no role for that slot because the role you had before cannot be in the slot it's in. So it'll let you change it over to something else. By selecting that free perk, that'll complete the quest for you. You won't actually have to spend your materials to complete that quest. After that, the next quest is just upgrading the rarity of one of the perks, which you just do to the weapon you want to upgrade, and that's your quest done. You'll notice these coloured checkboxes on the side. So there's a grey one, green, blue, purple, and legendary. Those materials we saw in the store here, these ones, you're required a certain amount of them for each upgrade you want to do, as well as the reperk. Changing a perk entirely will cost more. So if we go here, modify perks, you'll notice Founder's weapons cannot be altered. They're still static rolls. You cannot change the perks on these weapons. However, I did learn one sneaky little thing. Anyone that was around for the scavenger event for your trash cannon, you'll notice mine's energy. It's not fire anymore. And there's a bonus perk down the bottom. Damage to slowed and snared is what I selected because the weapon snares, so I may as well take advantage of that. This is the only static rolled weapon that can now be altered and customized to whatever you would like. And that's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful for a trash cannon. Anyway, let's do an example of an upgrade. So we're going to 1,000. So it'll cost me 1,000 of those wrenches to re-roll that, and I don't have that. What I do have is 100 that we can use for the critical rating. So let's hit X just to make sure we're over that. It's going to cost me 45 of those reperks and 100 of the upgrades. So let's confirm. Ta-da! It's now upgraded. And when I want to reperk it, I can change it to one of the same rarity. So when you change the perk, the new perk will have the same rarity as the old perk. You can just keep changing it up. Trash Cannon is the only one of the Founder's weapons that can be done with that. I've seen a few people getting all excited about, oh, I can re-roll all my elements and that on my Founder's weapons. No, you cannot. Sorry to crush your hopes and dreams, but these are stuck as they are. You can use Flux. So upgrading the rarity of your heroes using Flux. Flux will now work on your weapons and traps to upgrade their rarity. Can you upgrade these Founder's weapons? No, you cannot. Can you upgrade the rarity of any other legacy items you owned? No. By putting them into the Recombobulator system and converting them over, you gain access to the re-rolling and upgrading the rolls abilities of the system. However, these weapons cannot be upgraded via the upgrade system. Only weapons and traps you have acquired. So let's have a look at this. This pistol I acquired before. Actually, that's a bad example. Well, here's just the Founder's weapons. So upgrade, inspect, square to upgrade. All you can do is modify perks. But if we go to something like this bazooka, upgrade, inspect, upgrade, increase rarity. Any item you have acquired after the 4.2 patch, so your advanced weapons, can be upgraded in rarity using Flux, exactly the same as heroes. However, you will not be able to upgrade the rarity of any items you have owned before 4.2. So I do recommend converting everything, but don't get excited about upgrading the rarity of your old vintage weapons. Or legacy weapons, sorry. So that's not going to happen. However, any items you have acquired after the update, as you can see by upgrade, you can increase the rarity of them and make them better. When you upgrade the rarity of certain items, so let's go upgrade, it becomes the new version of the weapon. So if you look at your collection book, let's just say, for example, I was going to level up. I think I own one actually. That's probably going to be a better example. Yeah, I do. So there's a breacher. If I go to upgrade the rarity of it, oh my god, it's a scar. So it just takes it up the collection book chain. So assault rifles, if you got one of these, it would go to blue, then purple, then legendary. So it'll just change the actual weapon as a set. One of these little bursts will slowly turn into a hunter killer. One of these will turn into a scar, or siege breaker. Shouldn't call it a scar. And so on and so forth for all of these weapons. You cannot upgrade the rarity of your grey weapons because green flux does not exist. You have blue flux, epic flux, orange flux. So rare, epic, legendary. So from green items and up, you may upgrade the rarity and change the type of weapon it is. But like I said, only for items acquired after 4.2. Some new rolls. Let's have a look at new trap rolls. So you can see impact, reload. You get choices that you can choose for these different sections. But now we have increased building health and heals attached structures every 10 seconds. That perk there that I've chosen for all of my traps upon conversion is essentially healing modulation, just like having a power-based constructor. And yes, this ability does stack with power modulation. So there's no better choice. You don't need to increase the effects of your traps. You don't need to increase durability or the building health. Building health isn't too bad, but I would prefer to heal my structures every 10 seconds till the end of time, especially in storm shield defenses. So just say the constructor base isn't reaching far enough, well, you're still going to get your power modulation just by placing those traps on those walls. So I've chosen that for all traps. Weapons. Oh wait, that's the founders. So we'll just look at this one. Modify perks. No, it's not going to work. Super Shredder, that'll do. So damage to miss monsters and bosses. That's going to deal more damage to miss monsters and bosses than any other roll choice you select. It will be better. But only against the miss monsters and bosses. Personally, I'm probably never going to select that roll. I'm just going to select a roll that corresponds to my 6th bonus. We're going to call this the static bonus down here. With the static bonus, that is random. You can get a Super Shredder with Snares the target. You can get a Super Shredder with Affliction. That is a perk that cannot be altered and it's gifted to your weapons. I'm guessing this system has been introduced to encourage people to keep grinding new legendary weapons or keep buying llamas to try and get a weapon with the static roll they want. But this roll here can be, even though, so this weapon snares, I could choose the snare roll and get additional snare damage, combo it out with that. Up here you got your magazine and reload section. I'm always going to choose reload. I don't care about magazine size if I'm reloading super fast. You've got your damage rolls. You can go crit build using those sections, or you can go just outright damage build, which is what I've done. I don't care about critting. But whereas with my hammer, I do care about critting. Critical rating is the new crit chance. It's not identical to crit chance in the sense that, as you can see, I've got 60 critical rating, but I've only got 56% crit chance. The Huff Stomper has a static crit chance of 10%, I think it is, on a base value. So 60 critical rating is giving me 46% crit chance. So critical rating's not terrible. And you're better off being able to upgrade all these perks and stuff compared to just keeping your old crit chance rolls. This is why I suggest converting everything. I do apologize if I've repeated anything or said the exact same thing twice. It's hard to keep track because there is so much with this new system. The Life Leech perk, damage resistance, movement speed. So when deciding Life Leech or damage resistance, I've done both. I prefer Life Leech. I'm healing roughly 700 to 800 health, I think it is, off every hammer swing. And yes, while it might not seem like much when you got 350,000 health, when you're not taking damage for 10 seconds and you're hitting stuff every second or a couple of times a second with that, the healing adds up. And that's off every hit. This does stack with your other healing abilities and perks, so very handy. For this hammer specifically, I chose crit rating over damage for the simple fact that I want to trigger my kinetic overloads on my mega base and other constructors, so crit chance was important, which is now critical rating. You'll notice a lot of these other weapons, like the drum roll, got an explosion perk. Your quick shot, Founder's quick shot, unlocks a explosion perk. Nocturno gets affliction. Founder's deconstructor got crit rating. Didn't have that before, I don't think. Possibly did, but I don't recall it. But it got affliction as well, which is really nice. I will just repeat once again, beware the Masamune at the moment. Whether that's working as intended or not, I don't know. But that explosion will blow your own structures to smithereens, so don't use it near your structures. Reload speed. As you can see, the reload speed goes up to 75% on that roll. I do not think there is a reason to stress anymore. You might have 3 or 4 reload speed rolls in your trap, which you don't want to risk losing when you convert your weapon. But when you can upgrade those 2 reload speed rolls to 75%, I'm not really overly concerned with the conversion. You can make your traps better, you can make your weapons better, everything is better using this system. If I forgot anything, just message, comment below. I'll respond as soon as I'm able to, answer any questions you may have, and try and cover it. It is very likely in the near future I will do a version 2.0 of this exact same update, going over everything again, clearing a few things up, maybe correcting something I've done incorrectly. But just key notes to remember from this are Masamune explosion ability will destroy your structures. Any item you owned and converted in the system from before the 4.2 patch cannot be upgraded in rarity. Only items acquired after 4.2 can be upgraded in rarity using flux, just like the heroes. It is definitely worth converting everything because the rolls can be made far better than they ever were before. I highly recommend as your 5th bonus perk always choosing healing attached structures, because the power modulation effect is one of the reasons to play Constructor. It's a must-have for all Constructors. This may open the doors to changing the tactical bonus on Mega Base. Who knows what the future holds. Lots of testing, lots more to do, but I just wanted to get a video out to get a bit of this information out to you all as soon as possible. Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, share it around, and keep an eye out for another shorter and clearer video on this subject.